Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh?
Yo, 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 what the fuck is up there, everybody out there on YouTube? It's your good boy Papa Teeks, coming to you live from the Japan land. It is 6:35 a.m. and I'm recording this, and I've been up for an hour and a half. It's been a nice hour and a half so far. I've spent it by, I always spend the mornings, a little bit inefficiently. Like, I need to, it takes me a while to kind of get back on the grind, so to speak, I'm not complaining, but it's just like, yeah, like that's one of the things where it's like when I wake up early, it's a slow process, but I still feel like it's better to have that process when you wake up early. Like if you're gonna have a slow morning, it's better to wake up early and have a slow morning than wake up at like 7 or 8 and have a slow morning. So yeah, but anyway, how's it going, everybody? It's your hot dad here in Japan, Papa Tico, just keeping it real. Uh, it's it's been an interesting morning. I woke up. I had this weird ass dream last night. Oh my god! It was about like some guy. It's like in another dimension, Asia or something. And in this in this one in this fictional story, it's like a Rick and Morty jumping towards to another parallel dimension kind of thing. It's like this guy and his girlfriend, they it's just like it was like a movie plot. The whole thing is like this guy moves to this new town and he finds out that not only are his coworkers pieces of shit, but they're just trying to his just boss is being an asshole, and the whole company is kind of in and on it, and they're complacent on it, and his coworkers and his boss are they just keep fucking with him. And I don't mean like replacing his eraser or misscheduling him or something. Like they do really fucked up shit to him, and they keep threatening him and just trying to psychologically break him. And God, it was something out of a plot of a movie. It was so. And then finally the guy reaches his breaking point, and he realizes these people can't be reasoned with, and then he just fucking goes full John Wick on them and just murders all of them. And I was like, wow, that was a whole fucking movie. And because I had woken up earlier to take a piss, and then this was all between this is all in 1 hour in my brain that this happened. I was like, holy fuck, dude, that's God, how was I able to fit in that much plot in an hour of sleeping? It's in that Inception movie when they're what was it? It's 1 hour. 1 hour in real time here is 6 hours of time in the sleep world or something. Yeah, it definitely felt like that. Definitely felt like it. But yeah, man. Oh my God. It just made me think about when was the last time you really saw an outright evil fucking movie for the sake of being evil. And the thing is that people don't remember before the internet, we were all it was still the same as it is now, but the communication and nobody understands me feeling was very real. It was a very isolating thing. And so it's in this dream I had, this guy is he spends all of his savings to move to this new city with his girlfriend for his dream job or whatever. And then you find out that it's he goes to this new city for his dream job, and then he in this job they have an apartment in the same building where the business is or whatever, and you know, so he's like a collector. He spends his paycheck collecting like really expensive things or whatever, and like you know, so it's like this he spends all the rest of his money moving to this place, right, for this dream job, and his girlfriend's looking for a job too or whatever, but the company's great and they give him like a stipend, or like they basically offer him the apartment for free. And like, yeah, but like his coworkers start being like dicks, and they're all guys and stuff, and they start being like real assholes to him, and like you know, like the bullying escalates, so where they like slash his car tires and stuff, and the guy doesn't know that his manager is also in on it too, and like you never really understand why these people are being assholes. It's just that like there's no like overall like plot of like, oh, we're gonna use this guy for a crypto scam or something. It's just that like in this universe the guy like there's internet or something, but like I guess it doesn't get used or whatever, but or something, right? So like the guy feels very isolated, and like these coworkers keep escalating where they slash his tires and stuff, and then the guy goes to his manager and he's like, man, these guys keep like harassing me, can you do something about it? And his manager's like, yeah, I like, you know, it's like, you just need to fucking calm down, you know, it's not that big a deal, stop being a bitch. And then the guy's like, wait a second, like, why is this manager's not giving a fuck? And then he's like, well, why don't I he's like, well, I think and he like the guy can't quit, right, because he hasn't even gotten his first paycheck, they keep delaying it or whatever, and so he doesn't even have any money to move. And you know, even if he wanted to move, he has like no connections, no family in this new city, and he doesn't have enough money to get out of there, right? So so like the manager's like, you know, I owe, like, you know, your apartment is part of the company housing, and I have the key to your apartment, so I can come in there and do whatever I want. I could go in there and steal your stuff. I could open it up and let homeless people go in there when you're not there and your girlfriend's all alone. And like the manager's being like a horrible piece of shit, right? Like just like total 80s villain being like, yeah, you can't cancel me because like information is scarce, and like, you know, like no one's gonna hold me accountable. Meh, you know, like people forget that it's like villains back in the day were like that. Because like there was no accountability system, you know. It isn't like in 2025 where it's like, oh yeah, I know this guy, he did all this fucked up shit, like I know his coworkers, I know his fucking neighbors, like the mystery of being a psychopathic piece of shit is like everybody is so used to everybody, like, you know, like thanks to the internet, pattern recognition is a thing now, and people can see when it's like clearly just something evil that was made up versus something that it's like, oh no, you can post this on the internet and it'll go viral and then everybody will know about it. Like, you know, eventually the social media people will delete it, but everyone will know about it, kind of thing, right? And yeah, anyway, in the story, like the manager threatens the guy, being like, look, you just got to put up with it and stop being a little bitch. Otherwise, I'm going to, like, you know, possibly get your girlfriend raped or something. And so the guy's like, what the fuck? And so the guy goes to the president of the company, but he's like, shit, I can't just go there and tell him that. I need proof or else he won't believe me. And so, like, the main character tries to, like, record these guys while it's happening. But before he even records it, like, the bad guys, like, the bad coworkers find out about that. And the guy finds, like, the broken microphone or something, like, on the balcony. Like, his balcony is separate from his apartment. So, like, he's going to the balcony and just looking, and he sees that the microphone's no longer there, and so he's like, what the fuck, dude? And then but like, I forgot what part of the story, but like, he finds something that implies that the president knew all about this to begin with, and that he was complacent in it as well. And so like, I forgot, like, a couple, like, 5 or, like, you know, maybe 4 to 5 other things happen in the story that, like, kind of prove the guy's point. And so there's this, like, big company assembly happening or whatever, and like, you know, he goes there and to, like, grab the microphone and expose the president for, like, being a piece of shit, hoping that it's just that part of the company and that the other people in the company are so disgusted that they'll do something to help him. But then he finds out that the whole company, not only, like, was this happening to him, but it was happening to a bunch of other people, and they're just complacent about it, and they just let it happen all the time. And the guy's like, wait, what the fuck? And so the guy is just like, this is fucking bullshit, this is horrible. And he's like, you know what, fuck this company. I don't care about all my stuff that's in the apartment. Like, I don't care that I don't have any money. I'm gonna go get my girlfriend, and we're just gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of this place, and you know, like, fuck this place. We're not, like, nothing's worth staying here. And so he's going back to his apartment. And like, take in mind, this is all a dream that's happening 1 hour for me in the morning, right? And so he goes back to his apartment, and of course, like, the company, like, you know, the whole building is like the company, and then the top floors are like the apartments for people. And he's walking back past his office, like the office area, like the department that he works in, and he sees one of his male coworkers, and he's like looking through a crack in the door to, like, as watch out or something, and then he sees the main character walk by, and he, like, the guy closes the door immediately, and the main character's like, yeah, whatever, fuck it, like, I gotta go. And he's like, wait a second, like, these guys have been bullying me this whole time. Why, like, you know, they've had confidence to bully me. Why was that guy worried about what I'd see in there? And so the main character comes back and he kicks the door open, and like 3 of his coworkers are raping his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is actually like enjoying it. And he's like, wait, oh my god, like, my girlfriend, like, the one person I was really working for, like, and doing this all for, like, she's you know, like, she's enjoying this, what the fuck? And, you know, and, like, all those guys are just like, they're fucking her while, like, looking at him, just, like, not caring about him or whatever. And she's like, you don't understand, like, they held me down, and they, like, poured, like, a whole glass of Viagra, like, water down my throat, and, like, I can't help myself, like, you gotta help me. And, like, and then the guy realizes, like, oh yeah, she's not a whore that betrayed him, she was, like, drugged and stuff. And that's when the guy loses it, and he goes on this, like, violent rampage where he just, like, murders those guys. And he, like, you know, he takes one of the guy's dicks and, like, puts it in a filing cabinet, and then, like, kick slams the door, and the guy's dick falls off. And, like, it's just, like, it's really gruesome, like, 80s, like, you know, what is it, exploitive horror shit, you know? And the story ends with the guy, like, and his girlfriend, like, he wraps his girlfriend up in a blanket because her clothes are all ripped and shit. And he, like, hides her, like, out in the car, and then he just goes into the fucking, like, building, and he locks all the doors from the outside so nobody can leave, including the president, who also lives in the building. And then he just burns the whole place down, and everybody dies. And then finally he releases a video on whatever communications network they have in that universe, and it shows all the proof of, like, this company being horrible. And like, him and his girlfriend escaped to, like, the other country where there's no extradition thing or whatever. And the whole country is changed, and then all these people that have similar experiences, like, their companies start changing because the guys are worried that they're gonna get killed if they do that. So yeah, I don't know, that's just, it's funny. But yeah, so yeah, I was like, wow, that like, story really came full circle. Like, holy fuck, wow, who saw that coming? And yeah, I woke up and I was like, wow, like, you know, like, usually you have to pay for that kind of movie, right? And I don't know, it's just damn, dude, like, damn, fuck. And it's like, yeah, we don't have, like, villains being the villains for the sake of being the villain anymore, you know? Like, it's that whole it's the whole thing of, like, you know, Lord of the Rings, these orcs, they just want to live, and it's like, no, that was never the point of the orc story. Back in the day, the orcs are just, like, meant to be, like, killer things that just kill people because they like it, you know? And it's like, you know, bad guys in the 80s or whatever, right? Like, it wasn't that they were misunderstood people that were hurt. It's that, like, they were fucked up people that never get put in check for doing, like, really shitty things to people, and then they're around a system that propagates that, so they collect more and more people that become like that. And, like, they're, like, sincerely evil, and, like, there's points where, like, you can't talk to them anymore. Like, you know, it's like the story of Freeran, right, where these monsters evolve to look like humans and speak like humans, even though they just want to kill humans. Like, they, you know, they look like you could reason with them, but you can't. Like, and like the main character in the Freeran anime knows this because her whole family, her whole town, her whole village was wiped out by these guys. And so she, like, you know, and also the woman who trained her taught her that it's like, yeah, these people are like these demons that look like people, they're not they're never going to be accountable, they're never going to be reasonable, and yeah, free rent like kills all of them, and like all these Western pussy ass SJW people got like really offended by that, because like, no, you should always be able to like talk it out, and it's like, nah, sometimes you just gotta keep fighting, fight the bad people, and it's like, well, it's never that black and white, and it's like, sometimes it is though. Sometimes it's just like you can't reason with people, like like if you see somebody who like did something violent to somebody who had nothing to do with them, and it's like, well, that person might have experienced violence or something in the past and whatever, and it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, life is too short, and like it's a real big gamble to hope somebody changes for the better. I mean, like, that was even like a chapter in like Sun Tzu, right? Where it's like yeah, Sun Tzu's The Art of War. It's like, well, if you defeat an enemy, don't let him survive, because he will become stronger and come after you, because like nothing makes somebody have more resolve to kill somebody than if you left them alive and humiliated. So it's like, if you're gonna do it, finish the job, kind of thing. It's not like it's not the best thing ever, but it's like, that's what you gotta do. That's why The Last of Us 2 ending sucked ass. It's like, Ellie spent the whole game killing this woman's friends because this woman killed her father, and then at the end she's like, you know what, I've had enough violence, and it's like, yeah, no, like, finish the job, you dumb bitch. But what are you gonna do? It's like the parappa to rappa. What you gonna do when I gotta believe. Anyway, that was like, wow. Usually I do the shout out at like 4 minutes, but I really wanted to get that like dream off my chest. What do you guys think about that dream? Let me know. Anyway, let me do like my self promo thing. Now that I said that fucked up story. Yeah, guys, a big shout out to everybody who supports me on Patreon. I get no money from Google AdSense, guys, like barely anything. So you guys help fund this channel, and you're sexy, and you're good, and you're very sexy. Everybody respects you, and you're gangster. You've got a huge cock, and we wish that we had big cocks too, like you. Because then we would be cool like you. And but the only way you got that big cock was signing up for patreon.com/TeatGoSam and going over there and supporting your hot dad. And I know that, and now everybody else knows that too. So if you guys also want to be big cock gangsters, then you go over to patreon.com/TeatGoSam, support your dad over there, drop a super chat, and or become a member. You can always become a member. Being a member is really cool. My mom thinks I'm cool. Yeah, that's right. And but yeah, guys, I really do appreciate all the support you guys give me. This channel is 100% fan funded, and yeah, it's just I appreciate every one of you guys who comes over here and takes time out of your busy life schedule to consume my content. And speaking of which, big shout out to whoever this week's Super Chat Giga Chat of the week is. Boom. Yes, because I'm going to take your Mexican friend right over here, and I'm going to kill him. Yo, man, I'm Cuban B. Yes. Cuban B. Yes. God, I always love like a well-spoken bad guy, It's always just so, I don't know, it's just something about like evil being smart, and you're not just supposed to be like a cool badass. You need to be equally cunning as well, yeah, it's so cool. I want to get into that in a second, but anyway, yeah, thank you, Mr. Super Chat of the Week. You're a badass motherfucker, and I respect your gangster. Anyway, getting back into it, yeah, so like I watched God, I'm like on this movie kick recently, where like every night I try to watch at least one movie while getting ready for bed. And one of the things that I do is that like it's so funny. I can write in English, very easily, like very, very casually, not that hard to do, low effort. But writing in Japanese, I don't know, there's just something about, it doesn't matter how many flashcards you do, It doesn't matter how much Japanese media you consume. If you can't recreate this, your Japanese isn't proficient, in my opinion. And excuse me, mon ami. It's one of those things where it's like I'm teaching this. God, how old is she now? I don't know. She's probably 3rd or 4th grade, which means she's like 10 or 11. I'm teaching this girl, just nicknamed Sakura, and she grew up in Vietnam. She's Japanese, but she grew up in Vietnam. She went to international school, and now she is back in Japan, and she's been back in Japan for like 3 years or whatever, and I've been her teacher the whole time, and I teach her on Saturdays and stuff, and she goes to Japanese school. Her mom and dad speak English, not super fluently, but way better than most Japanese people. Like, it's still obvious that they're foreigners kind of thing, and you have to speak slow to them, but they get it. And but it's cool, like, they're Japanese people who have lived abroad, so they understand how to deal with foreigners a lot more easily than, like, if you're going to live abroad and you're not living like a very privileged, like, I work for Google or JP Morgan where they take care of everything and I can go to Chipotle, if you don't have that kind of setup, you have to have a lot more leniency when it comes to, like, daily life shit, and you have to be able to deal with foreigners a lot better. And her parents are like that. But the point is that recently I have to get her ready for these tests. There's a lot of different English tests for kids here in Japan, and so, like, I need to get up like my students' vocabulary. Like, she can read a lot, but it doesn't mean that she understands the words that she's reading. And so every time I teach her, the whole goal is to teach her at least like 10 to 20 new words, since she already understands, like, sentence structure, because she spent multiple years going to international school. So she understands how to speak English. She's got she's got confidence, at least around me when it comes to talking and stuff. And oh my god, my nose. Oh, thank God. I woke up super fucking congested today, and before I started this live stream, I was just doing the nasal spray, and it wasn't, like, really having any effect, and I was like, what? And it's like, it usually has an effect, but you have to wait, like, you have to wait like a minute or two. I was waiting like 5 minutes, and, like, it's not that it didn't work, it's just it had a lot of congestion, like a lot of mucus to go through, and now it's, like, slowly, like, dissolving all that shit, and I can breathe finally. Fuck me, that's good. Thanks. Big shout out to whoever invented nasal spray. Fucking A, man. But anyway, the point is that whenever I teach this kid, I teach her like twice a week, once in person and once online. And it's great because I use ChatGPT while I'm teaching her, and it's just, God damn it, I still want to make a point about evil bad guys and being eloquent when you're speaking, but I guess I can tie that into this story too. So, my student, like, she goes to Japanese school, she speaks Japanese with her parents and stuff. She doesn't really do a lot of English shit outside of my class, even though she does, like, when she does watch a video at home, she watches it in English, and so that is good. That's definitely better than nothing. But of my student, though, like, the part of the online class is that like, the whole point is like getting her vocabulary up and making her write. She can read English just fine. Her punctuation is just fine, or whatever, right? Like, she can actually, like, enunciate words even if she didn't know them. But the thing is that, like, she doesn't know the words. Like, just because she reads them doesn't mean she knows what they mean. And that also, like, for English tests these year, like, recently, they're getting smarter. Up until now, they were just multiple choice and listening. But now, like, certain tests, like IELTS or, like, ACAN or TOEFL, like, they have a writing and a reading part. Like, you have to actually, you can't just keep, like, reacting and guessing. You actually have to produce stuff, too. And my student, like, that's the part where she fucks up on. She's really, she's good at reading, but she's not, and she's good at speaking, but she can't write. And so each time I have a lesson with her, we learn this new vocabulary, and then I have her write down, like, example sentences of them too. and then we review them. Like she does that once, and then I explain to her how and it's cool because I use ChatGPT to make like a story version of her, and like she, what I do is like it makes a like I have a picture that her mom took, and then I put it into ChatGPT, and it makes an anime version of her. And then each time there's a new word or whatever, I can make a scenario where it's using that word, and then it will make a picture, and I can send that to her, like on our messenger or whatever. And so, like for each new word she learns, she has a visual reminder with her own character. So there's like an emotional like spin like attachment to that, so it's going to be easier for her to remember. It's not just like me explaining it to her and using imagination. Like there's an actual picture, and it's like a picture related to her. It's her picture, so that's been really cool. But the whole point I'm getting at is that like I have to have her physically write this down, because it's not just about realizing visual cues. You also have to have the muscle memory in your in your fingers in your hand to be able to recreate this shit. Like if she goes abroad, like if she I don't know if she has a second passport, but it's like if she chooses to go abroad for college, she's gonna have all of her classes in English, which means she has to learn how to write fucking English, and so instead of like maybe when she's in high school or something, she might go to international school. But the whole point is like you need to get your kids to start writing. You can't just like reading is oppositely like easier than writing, And so the other week she was like, Sam said, say you don't do any writing in Japanese. I mean, like she doesn't know this. I never told her, but she's like, do you do writing in Japanese? And I was like, nah. I have like manga and like my operating system for my computer and like websites I use are in Japanese. She's like, yeah, but do you write? Like you read Japanese, but do you write it? And I was like, no, I don't really. It's been years since I actually, aside from when I go and write down forms or something, or like type, like, most of the time I write Japanese like on my cell phone or like through a computer or whatever. And she's like, yeah, so you're not writing, so why is it I have to write this but you don't write it? It's not fair. And I was like, damn, she's fucking like 10 years old, but she's got a goddamn point. God damn it. Like, okay, yeah, it's not every day you get schooled by a 10-year-old, but it's one of those things, right, where it's like you weren't expecting to have this like somebody point out something to you that's like a big reality check, and it's a big surprise when it's a fucking 10-year-old, Like, I expect that from maybe, like, an adult or something, but, like, she's, like, 10 years old. Like, she's still watching Pokemon and stuff, But I was like, God damn it, she's right. She's right, I do need to start writing more. Like, man, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a big fucking hypocrite here. So, one of the things I started doing from like maybe like 2 or 3, well, I don't know when I released this video, but let's just say I started this in 2025. So, ever since she said that, what I do is that I write down, because I keep a journal every day, and in the journal I show like it tracks, like when I first started the journal I would just write down random shit and then draw a picture or two. But now I have like a really good solid format template for my everyday journal thing. And it's like I write down the date and the day, and then I write down what the weather is like and what the temperatures are like. And I write down what time I woke up, what food did I eat during that day. And then I write down 3 big tasks that I need to get done that day before anything else. And then on the left side, I have like kind of like a long column that just shows the main like big things that I did that day in like bullet point format. And and then recently, what I do is that I'll write down any notes that I have in Japanese or in English if I'm being lazy, and I'll put it into ChatGPT. And I'll check it to make sure that like the grammar's on point or whatever, right? Punctuation and everything's on point, right? And then I'll be like, okay, well this is good, but make it sound more eloquent, more like formal. And you know, like as if I'm telling, as if I'm giving like a work report or something, you know, and that way, because it's like I already know casual Japanese like way too well, and so it's like, but that's the thing, it's like casual Japanese is fine, but like when you can speak eloquently as a foreigner, there's something special about that, right? So I was like, okay, well, let's at least practice writing it down first. And yeah, like I have like this whole notebook right now of just every page, because it's funny because this is like grid style, kanji style like notebook for kids. And I basically take like a black pen and I write down these horizontal lines so I can write down the Japanese. And like every fucking page in this notebook so far, it's all like a full page of just Japanese writing. And I'm so proud, you know, because it's like, I think that, I think it's been so long since I had to write and express myself in Japanese that it just feels more comfortable for me to have ChatGPT check my Japanese before I try to like make that the final thing, because it's like, it's one thing to practice, but it's also like, you know, if you have two choices between, okay, I'll practice to learn the bad way to do it, or I'll practice the way to learn the right way, then I'd rather learn the right way, you know, like skip that first step, you know, just copy the right stuff over and over and over again. And wasn't that a fucking song, the right stuff? Yeah, New Step Boys, no, what, Boys on the Block. Fuck, I forgot. The NSYNC. No. They're the ones who did Step by Step. Ooh, baby. New Kids on the Block. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the right stuff. First time. The right stuff. Yeah. God, I gotta listen to that after this. Yeah, guys, hype in the chat, hype in the comment section for the right stuff. But, yeah, so it's just like, you know, I think that, like, the one thing that really pet peeved me about people who are, like, linguistic majors, or they're people that, like, you know, they're English teachers and they take themselves very seriously in Japan, is that they don't actually practice Japanese. They don't try to be better at Japanese. They don't try to practice Japanese. They're just always about, like, ooh, this is, like, the English teaching. It's very important. I'm like, motherfucker, like, how do you expect anybody to take you seriously if you don't also like try make an effort to learn their language too, you know? It's silly. It's silly string cheese, you know? Oh, it feels so good to be able to breathe out of that right nostril. Yeah, and then what else? Let me get some coffee. Coffee, why won't they let us be together? Oh my god, the gummies. Yeah, from this week, I still haven't run out, but I think I'm gonna switch to skim milk, because regular milk has a shit ton of calories in it, and I didn't really look into that at first, and I was like, oh shit, like, you know, if I drink like quite a bit of milk every day with my coffee, so yeah, maybe switch to skim milk, because it's pretty much just watered down milk, you know. The right stuff. Yeah, but anyway, it's just like, yeah, so that's one thing also that I've been really proud of, is just that I started doing my journaling in Japanese. And when I think about it, like, I don't do this on Saturdays or Sundays, but, you know, like, what is it? That's still like 5 times, let's give like a rough estimate. That's like 5 times 20. So 20 times 12, right? So that's like 240 pages a year of like full-on Japanese. And it takes me like an hour and a half plus to usually write this stuff down. If I wrote this down in English, it would probably take me like, you know, 15 to 30 minutes maybe. But, and it's like, well, just for a page? And I'm like, well, yeah, because I'm putting thought into it, you know? But, like, for the Japanese one, it takes, like, an hour and a half to 2 hours. And so it's a perfect thing to do in between watching movies. And so I've been on kind of, like, an Arnold Schwarzenegger kick recently. And I watched, like, Total Recall. I watched the Terminator 1 and 2. I watched Total Recall. I watched The Running Man. And the other day I watched Twins. And the twins, that movie is so funny. Like, I love how Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's such like a pure character in that one, and even like Danny DeVito's pure too. But like, I really liked it how Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you guys ever saw Twins, like there's a scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger is like outside, and like this guy tries to steal his suitcase, but Arnold Schwarzenegger's so strong he holds onto the suitcase, but he's so like pure because he's never been outside of his island or whatever, and he's like. And this guy's like, "What did you do to my friend? My friend," like, because the guy comes on a motorcycle, tries to take the suitcase, but then it slams. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't let go, and he gets slammed down into the concrete. And then this guy's like, "What do you do to my friend?" And Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, "It wasn't me. The concrete was his enemy. The pavement was his enemy," or something. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I had forgotten that was in that movie. You know, like I thought for some reason that was like a movie where he was like a cool cop or whatever. But yeah, it's just but anyway, yeah, so it's like last night I'm like, I have all these movies that I can watch, but what movie do I really want to watch? And I was like, well, like there's movies that are like dramas, and those ones are good to watch because you don't need to have your eyes glued to the screen, the whole time. Like if you're watching like an action movie or something, like you're missing all the good stuff. It's like you're missing out on the music video stuff, kind of stuff, right? So, but that's the thing. Like I have on my I don't even know how big this is, 47 50-inch widescreen 2014 TV. I've got half of it is the movie, the other half is the ChatGPT with my fixed broken Japanese, and it's just like, so I'm looking at the left side, writing down, looking at the right side, watching the movie, and just like, it's so funny, man, too, because the one thing I noticed when I was looking at videos of myself is that I am very, I don't know, man, like this has to be an ADHD thing or something, or like a bad attention span, because I see this with autistic kids, but I don't think I'm autistic because it's, or at least I'm not heavily autistic, if that's the thing. Like, I noticed they can't keep eye contact, and they're always looking around. They get bored really quickly. They can't stare at the same thing for too long. They're always looking at other stuff. And, it might just be me. It might not be, like, an ADHD thing or whatever. But for me, it's like I'm constantly moving my eyes, like, every minute. Like, I'm looking at things. Like, every 5-10 seconds or something, I'm looking around. I'm checking out stuff. And, maybe you guys don't notice that because I'm always wearing sunglasses on, but I don't think this is one of the reasons why I started wearing sunglasses. But when you're watching videos that you filmed and you're editing them, you're seeing yourself in a way that you normally don't see yourself, right? You're seeing yourself in the third person, and like that's one thing I really didn't like when I saw that, is that like I'm constantly looking around in my eyes. I can't stay focused on one thing. I mean, I'm focused, but I can't look at something for too long, or it's just like I feel like I get bored or something. Like, it's painful. I gotta look somewhere else, and it's hard for me to keep that visual focus. And yeah, that's just squirrel kind of thing. But what's the point I'm getting at? Yeah. What is the point I'm getting at? It's just like for this study style, it works because I'm always constantly looking around. So look at the screen, write down on my journal, look at the movie, lather, rinse, repeat kind of shit. Dad, why? Why, Dad? Why did you burp in my face? And so it works out really well, But anyway, for last night, I was like, I don't want to watch like a drama. I want to watch something action. So, unfortunately, You Next is like the HBO kind of. They have HBO in Japan, but it's different, The HBO, like You Next is like old school HBO. They have a ton of 80s movies, and they have like old school HBO series like Sopranos and whatever, right? It's cool. I think on Hulu now they have The Shield. It's not dubbed, but that's awesome that Japanese people can watch The Shield. That's the best cop drama ever made. But fucking Vic Samuel Mackey. Fuck yeah. But anyway, I'm watching. So I just decide to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not all of his movies are on there. Like Commando's not on there. Predator's not on there because they rent the licenses for these movies, right? But So I'm like, I don't want to watch. Like, I've already watched all those other ones, and I don't want to watch Junior. Like, that movie's fucking stupid. And Batman and Robin or whatever. I'm like, the Sixth Day, what was the one where the End of Days or whatever? Like, I'm like, those are like right when he was kind of like topping off, and I don't want to watch Jingle All the Way. It's not Christmas, so. And then I see The Last Action Hero, and I remember when I was a kid, I really didn't like that movie. I just like I thought it was I don't know why I couldn't get into it. But then again, when I was a kid, I didn't really like. I mean, like the Terminator was cool because it was a very simple plot: keep running away. They keep running away from the Terminator. And with Predator, the movie was so slow paced that I couldn't appreciate it when I was younger. You know, now I do, but when I was younger, I was like, God, I thought this would be non-stop action, but this is more of like a suspense killing. You know, I thought there would be like more fighting, like Game of Thrones style, like, you know, a lot of like efficient fighting right in your face. But it's like, no, this is just like it's like a horror movie, you know, like, you know, everyone's slowly getting picked off one by one. And I always hated that about Predator. You know, it's like you see these guys that are super fucking badass and they just die. And I know, you're supposed to, it's supposed to mean that it's like, look, that's how cool the Predator is that he can take these elite group of, like, army killers and kill them so efficiently. But I'm like, nah, man, I wanted them to at least throw a punch or, like, juggle or, like, work together, you know? Like, you've got that cool Indian guy who's like, I'm gonna kill you, and then, like, he does nothing. He just gets killed. You have Jesse Ventura, and he's got the gun, like, Gatling gun, he gets killed so easily. Everybody gets killed so easily, and it's just like, like I was like, you took like the concept is cool, but the execution is fucking lame, and you could have made that 100,000 times more cooler, and they didn't, and so like I always thought that was kind of shitty, you know. I'm like, eh. So I watched Last Action Hero when I was a kid, and I'm like, what's the point of this? There's like a kid, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger's kind of like you know, I don't understand the plot. Like what's going on here? Like I couldn't appreciate the nuance and stuff that went into that movie when I was younger, just because, like, you know, you only see what's in front of your face. Like, that's why I loved Mortal Kombat as a kid. It's not just like a Western, like, kind of kung fu movie, but like they're actually fighting, you know. Like, Scorpion has this weird weapon that comes out of his hands, and even though the choreography's not amazing, at least they're using like the elements around them and stuff to fight this guy. Like, they give this guy who played Johnny Cage, who's not a martial artist, a chance to look at least like he's semi-decently good at fighting or whatever, you know? And you've got like Liu Kang fighting all these different dudes and stuff, and it's like there's actual fight choreography going there. And even when it's not, it's still interesting, right? But anyway, like Last Action Hero, I'm watching it again. You know, in my 30s now, watching it again for the first time since I was a kid, and I was like, holy fuck, this movie's amazing. It's like, this is like Rick and Morty before Rick and Morty. It's just meta commentary about stuff. It's a movie, like, I just can imagine when they were pitching it. It's like, this is a movie about a kid who watches a lot of action movies starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they're like, okay. Yeah, but then the thing is, the kid gets sucked into the movie, the action movie, and he's making fun of all the action movie tropes, and then the action movie bad guy moves to the real world, and then the only person who can fight him is the action movie, like the guy, the hero from the action movie, you know, but only with the help of the kid to help him navigate through the real life obstacles and shit. And I don't know, man, like I miss it when celebrities could make fun of themselves, you know. Like, there's a scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger's with his actual wife in this, like, and he's playing himself, not the actor or whatever, or like not the actor from the action movie. And his wife's giving him shit. She's like, "Don't push the fucking restaurant. Like, it's so tacky. You're a movie star. Don't advertise for this restaurant that you really want." I guess they're talking about Planet Hollywood. I don't know. I have to Google this later, but I'm assuming that he has like some stock, or he was like an investor in that. And I don't know, it makes me miss the days where it's like people had class like that, where it's like, you know, any celebrity these days, they'll hawk anything. There's no you know, like, what is it? Like, there's no elegance, there's no dignity for any of these people. They're like, oh yeah, like this is yeah, like check out this crypto scam. It's so awesome. Yeah, like I'm a celebrity. You should you know, it's like they like, you know, hey man, look at this small stupid shitty thing. I'm going to endorse it, you know. It's like I don't know, I miss that. I miss that when people like actually had some foresight of what they were going to promote or whatever, right? And well, the movie's such great like social commentary about the time, and like like the one part where the bad guy comes out of the movie, and he's like, "I want to test a theory," and then he like just shoots some guy, and then he like holds up his watch, and he's like, "Why aren't the cops coming to get me?" He's like, in my world, in the movie, they come to get me in 2 seconds. That's why I never kill anybody. And then it's like, oh, here. And then he realizes, like, oh, shit, he could get away with a lot more stuff a lot quicker, you know? And, yeah, I didn't know that fucking Tywin Lannister was the bad guy in that movie. Like, holy fuck. Like, and they had Magneto as Death in that movie. Like, fuck. Like, it's so funny when you see a character and they've been around for, like, you see an actor, right? They've been around forever, but you were exposed to them when they were older. And so you're like, wait, I thought you were, like, my first impression and my longest impression of you is you being an old guy, but you were, like, young at one point. Like, if you see, for example, like, young Marlon Brando or something, I know that he started doing movies when he was younger, but it's like I always knew him as Don Corleone or whatever in The Godfather. Like, he was, like, or like Apocalypse Now or whatever. Like, he was always just like an old fat guy. And, but it's like, no, like, he was young and he was, like, really strong and good looking and stuff. It's like, damn, like, that's, like, fucking A, man. Like, there you go. But it's just, it's funny. Like, you're seeing this, I think his name's Ian McKinnon or something, like the guy who played Magneto. And it's like, this is a movie from 30 years ago and he still looks old as shit. And I'm like, you were an old guy playing an old guy, but you're still an old guy. Like, what the hell? And I don't know. I thought that was funny. But yeah, like, I love the bad guy in that movie though. He's Tywin Lannister. You know, he's like I was waiting for him to make a point. Like, he's so good at playing. Like, he's this henchman for this Cuban drug lord or something, right? And it's so funny. It's just like he's always making fun of how the Cuban drug lord keeps getting like idioms wrong or whatever in English, and like, you know, but he's like this British. I don't know, man. I love the trope or whatever you call it of like I am a very eloquent speaking, smart individual, intelligent individual, and I was you know, I was schooled at Yardale when I was. If I did not speak in the manner of which I am speaking to you right now, I was punished in a thorough manner. And that was very, very painful and memorable or something. And it's just like, but the thing is that I love that kind of like personality trope because it's like, oh, you're just like an anal, you're like a, what do you call it? Like, you know, an anal retentive, like socially like awkward douchebag, and like you're like and you think you're better than everyone, and then you get like the character, like the opposite character trope to that guy is like a dude who's equally, if not more smart, but he's like more cool, and like he speaks like in a regular manner and stuff, but he shows his intelligence in other ways. Like I don't know, man. I thought that was really fucking cool. Like I really appreciate how Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, like they make him this action hero trope thing too, where it's just like you think he's only got one-liners and he's like really good at killing people, but he's also smart. Like he mentions like, oh yeah, like well, I mean, also this is all thanks to like really good script writing and really good delivery from Arnold Schwarzenegger. But like, for example, when they're talking about money and they're like, oh man, look at this money, like you have all this money, and he's like, yes, it's counterfeit, it's you know, the ink is made so it burns, and you know, it burns a different color, and that's the way to tell, or something. Like like the way that he explains things is just like, it's so cool. And I don't know, man. It's just, I love it how he makes fun of himself too in that movie. He's like, yeah, I'm a famous action hero, Arnold Braunschlager. You know, like, yeah, there you go. Call yourself Arnold Braunschlager. That's nice. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Cash baby, what it does. But yeah, I don't know. I really appreciate that movie. But that movie again, like it had so much potential, and they probably couldn't do anything because of licensing rights or something. But like imagine that, like you get like this, it's kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You're getting like you have this power to get any character from any movie out. But like once they come out, they're all mortal and stuff, and they can die too, right? But it's just I really like that. You know, that's cool. But like they never really follow through with that. They only got death from a movie that I don't even know if that was a real movie or not. But like imagine that. Like I mean, that's one of the cool things about like AI videos that like you could maybe make a movie with that, like because right now the AI video can only make like I think like 10 to 20-second clips at the moment, but imagine you can make a whole movie based on all these premises from like before. Like everyone complains about everything being a remake or like a what do you call it, yeah, like a remake or like a reimagining of something. But imagine if you took stories like basically AI video, AI photos, it just gives you the it gives you the chance to basically make the most realistic looking fan fiction ever. And I thought that's just so cool. That is so fucking cool, you know? It's just like, yeah, like, so, like, you could take that idea of, like, oh, I got all these characters from a movie, and I'm gonna make them fight each other, or do something, like, it's like when Power Rangers, where they get, like, all the Red Rangers in every universe to fight the bad guys or something, like, just some stupid shit like that, you know? You could get like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. You could make the Expendables, but it doesn't suck, and they're not all old and shit. You know, the possibilities are endless, endless. I tell you. Oh God, it's so endless. Oh my ass. But yeah, I don't know. It's just that was really fun. You know, that was cool. Like I'm happy I watched that movie, man. Like, God, like, I understand why I didn't like it as a kid. I just couldn't understand the big tropes. But I love the fact, again, that, like, the British guy, the bad guy, is, like, this eloquent, like, I'm better than you. And, yes, exactly. And, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying I want to be a villain. I'm just saying that, like, I appreciate, like, when was the last time you heard somebody really just talk like so eloquently, you know? And I keep saying the word eloquent because I don't know what other way to say. Like there's people that say big words because they want to. I'm brushing my hair while I'm doing this, while I'm talking to you guys. They'll say big words to sound smart. Like I got a buddy back home who's like chronically online and on LinkedIn, and he's always saying all this shit, you know? He's always fucking he's always trying to sound like smarter than he is. And I mean, like, it's not that he's a dumb guy, but he's always trying to sound smarter, but he's not actually doing anything to be smarter. Like, he's not reading books, like, he's just, maybe he's reading the dictionary, I don't know. He's always just trying to use, like, he'll use a thesaurus or something to sound smarter, but he's not doing anything to really, expand his mind. Open your mind, He's not doing anything like that to open the mind. And, but yeah, anyway, I just see that movie and it gives me even more motivation to there's a difference between understanding polite spoken Japanese and then being able to recreate it, and it's like I don't know. It's nice to be able to turn that on and turn it off, right? And but you got to actually learn it and be able to recreate it before you can turn it on to begin with, right? But I don't know. God, that was like I was on such a roll for that. Fuck, that was good talk. The coffee. The coffee. It's so pure. Like this. What is it? Like the rivers of Kataswami. Yeah, dude. I saw that picture or whatever the other day of like a screenshot of this movie I haven't watched where that chick from Dumb and Dumber like dresses up in like a bikini and she's got cake and a Game Boy and she's like gonna give it to this kid or something, and it's like in his dream, and he's like, man, I want like this hot chick to be all naked and shit and like video games and getting to eat what I want and stuff. And I don't know, it just made me think about how like how horny I was as a teenager, and how much like I want. Like as soon as I discovered porn, I was like, God damn it, I wish I could have some sex. And I don't know. It's so funny, man, because it's like you know, I understand people's argument for it. It's like if I had a 15-year-old daughter and she's having sex with an older guy, I would be super pissed. I would be so angry. I would, you know, it's like rampage time kind of thing. But if I have a 15-year-old son and I see that, like, I don't know, like, and I hear he's having sex with an older chick, like, my first thought is not like, oh my God, my son, my poor son. I'm you know, my first thought is like, is she fat? Is she ugly? You know, if she's hot, like, go for it, bro. And I don't know. I just, it's like I hate, like, you know, I hate that I have that double standard, but at the same time, it's like, what can you do, right? I mean, you know, it's like I feel like such a hypocrite if I'd be like, oh yeah, like that, oh, the poor child, you know. Like, I think the power dynamic is very different. Like, if you're dealing with a young dude, especially if it's like like a really big guy. Like, I had a friend in high school who fucked his stepmom for like 4 years, dude. And like, he's a doctor now. Like, he lives in Nebraska. He's got 2 kids. And but I remember him, like, dude, like, he didn't really tell anybody that, but like, he was fucking his stepmom, and he was like really in shape. He was on the football team and everything. And I just remember him being like, yeah, dude, like, I just, like, you know, I come home from practice and, like, my dad's still at work and, like, she'll make me food and then she, like, blows me and I get to play, like, Xbox. She bought me Madden last week or something. It's just, like, I don't know, man. Like, like, you got these guys, and I was like, dude, I'm so jealous. Like, oh, man, like, that's so awesome. And, I don't know. It's just, like, I think there's a big difference when you're dealing with guys who are really physically bigger than women and stronger than women, and they're very horny, and they want sex, versus, like, a tiny little high school girl that's being taken advantage of by, like, an older guy. Like, I don't know. It's just, I think that it's different sex dynamics, too, right? But, I saw that thing in the news, like, it popped up again on Twitter. It's like, this woman, she fucked her stepson because she said he had a huge cock and he was better than her, you know, his dad was never home or something, and everyone's like, this poor guy, and it's like, the guy didn't snitch. Like, the dad walked in on them, like, they had been fucking or whatever, but the dad walked in on them, and then the grandparents are the ones that snitched, and it's just like, all these guys are like, this woman needs to die, she needs to die, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, she gave some horny teenager some sex. Do you know how fucking happy I would have been if I had gotten that? And it's like, it doesn't matter. There's an age dynamic. There's a difference, and I'm like, I think there's a big difference between a horny, like, a very tall, like, 17-year-old dude banging his stepmom versus, like, a 17-year-old high school chick. You know, it's different. It's completely different power dynamics, and yeah, I don't know. I think that guys wouldn't be. I think if you're getting raped by your teacher, who's a man, that's a different thing. You know, but when you're like a guy, you have the power. You know, you've got the control. So it's not the same thing. But I don't know. I was just thinking about that, like seeing that on Twitter. I'm like, okay, yeah. I was like, you know, I don't know. It's like all the guys complaining about it too are just all these incel little fucking fat guys with beards being like, she needs to pay, and I'm like, shut up, dude. You're just saying this so the feminist women will fuck you, and they won't fuck you. You know, I had some guy on YouTube say that, like, he saw one of my reaction videos and he didn't actually check out my channel. He just saw the reaction video, and it was of these Japanese people getting angry at another Japanese person. I was like, what's the big deal? And the guy's like, you're fucking in your mom's basement, you fat fuck, or something. And it's like, the guy, like, what? No, I live in Japan, you idiot. Like, what are you... Okay, so, like, whenever people are stupid like that, you just gotta reply with even more stupid shit. And I was like, hey, man, like, not cool. You kiss your husband with that mouth? It's like, what is it? You know, I obviously offended you if you responded like that. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you know, like, I'm okay, man. Tell us how you really feel. I don't know. It's just, it's like, if you're going to respond to trolls, respond in a way that's funny. Like I remember I had one guy be like, this video sucks. It's the worst video I ever saw. And I was like, so what you're saying is that I'm gay? Are you making fun of me for being gay? I don't know. It's just like, fuck you. Like, you know, like Louis C.K. with that whole skit where it's like, some guy cut me off. And like, you know, or like or I cut him off or something or whatever. And he comes out of the car, he starts yelling at me, and he's like, "What the fuck you think you're doing, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, give me back my jacket, give me back my sweater. You always stretch the thing. I want it back." And the guy got scared and he went back in his car. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna have an argument, like just like don't match that person. You can match the energy, but don't match what they're saying. You know. They're like, you know, like, fucking the guy, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like, I know, right? They say it's clearly a blue light special, yet they do not have any blue lights in this shop anymore. What kind of bullshit is that? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, you know, it's, like, I don't know, just some stupid shit. Anyway, we're at the end of the rant. What do you guys think? I bet I said some polarizing shit here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash the like button. And if you made it this far, just type in rubber baby buggy bumpers. Oh no, just write down "I'll be back." That will be easier. I'll be back in some kind of sentence form. And yeah, I'll see you guys during the live stream. Peace out. Yeah, buddy.